Welcome back to The Founder. I'm your host, Tasha Sejal, and today we have Ramzy from Jake Management. How are you doing, Ramzy?
Doing good, Tash. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, how have you been?
I've been great. I've been all right. Given the circumstances and everything, it's been a little crazy with the pandemic and all, but staying positive, having a positive mind frame, and continuing to move forward in any way I can.
All right. If you're wondering, Ramzy, if you actually listen to his voice, you probably heard it somewhere, right? Well, it's because he is a radio DJ himself, a radio jockey as they would say it. And Ramzy, now you've actually ventured into something new, which is of course Jake Management.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so Jake Management now is not necessarily new, but we have revamped and we come up with some new ideas and some outside the box ideas and things that we're working on at the moment. So Jake Management, first off, is an advertising agency and events management company. So we do all forms of advertising and events. One of our latest endeavors that we're working on right now at the moment is an online course, a live online course on the fundamentals and art of radio presenting. And that pretty much is being taught by actual media broadcasting professionals such as myself and people like you as well. And it's helping people who are, dreamers of being a radio personality or media broadcasting professional of some sort one day. So we're guiding them and helping them to do that. And upon successful completion, they also get an internship at a popular radio station, which I'm sure you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
And not just that, but Jake Management, like I said, is an advertising agency and events management company. So in terms of advertising, we do all forms of advertising. But lately, we've kind of shifted our focus to digital advertising.
Right.
Digital advertising, we at Jake Management see that that's the future. A lot of people are starting to become aware, especially during the pandemic and all. They start to realize how important the value is of being digital and going digital as a company. Right. So it's vast, and we tend to focus more on that. And we also have events as well. Okay. But obviously, at the moment, we can't do any events with the given situation, so that's pretty much on hold. But we do provide things such as sound, stage, lighting, DJs, band management, and the whole event coordination, all of the above when it comes to the events as well. So when the time does come and we're able to do these things, we're ready to help you guys and provide our services.
Yeah. Of course, Jake Management is basically everything to do with media. How did Jake Management come about? Now, I know that your name is Ramzy, and where does Jake come in from?
Right. So Jake comes from actually my nephew. Okay?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so he's my very first nephew that I had. My brother had a kid back in 2013 or 2012, and we were kind of thinking of names, and I couldn't really think of anything, but then thinking about Jake and how he's going to be coming into our lives, it really brought a lot of joy and happiness amongst us all. And as we said it, actually my mom was the one to be like, oh, what about Jake Management? And I was like, you know what? I like that. It brings a lot of happiness, and it's it's the first child amongst the siblings and all that. So we named it Jake Management. So
that's where Jake cool. The kid already has his future sorted out.
That's right. Yeah, we tell him now, it's like, your Uncle Ramzy has a company named after you. He's like, oh, yeah, okay.
That's basically mine.
Yeah. So, to answer your question, that's where the name originates from, Jake Management.
Okay. So what really inspired you to get into all of this?
What really inspired me was the idea of being financially free. Okay, being financially free, not having to work a 9 to 5, working paycheck to paycheck, and making millions for other companies and people with my talents and efforts when I can do it for myself. So I always love that idea of being able to take my talents and skills and implement them into a company and be able to be financially free and make money, and 100% of it comes to me.
To be your own boss as well.
Exactly, that too, yeah.
All right. So Ramzy, was there a challenge that you had to face initially when you started up Jake Management?
Oh, absolutely. Even until this day, I still go through challenges. In business, I think that's just part of being a businessman or entrepreneur. You always come across, struggles and difficulties and challenges. So it's all part of the game. But initially, as I started, definitely the financial capital, being able to get the money that's involved with all the essential things that are needed for the company in terms of advertising and marketing and, finding people to work on behalf of you. So, there's so many different costs that are involved. So initially, what was difficult was getting that financial capital.
Right. And of course, you've been and worked with radio and everything to do with broadcasting for a very long time. Right. So do you feel like it would be difficult considering that there is no market for that in Sri Lanka, as in there's no education in terms of media and how to present, right?
Right. So, I mean, at the moment, that's what we did. We did some research on that, and given my skill and talent in radio presenting and being a media broadcasting professional, obviously I have some credibility there, and a lot of people know that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to being a media broadcasting professional.
Right.
And by doing that, by being in radio, and also by starting this online course, Radio Presenting 101, I've seen that there's a major demand and a lot of people that are interested in being a media broadcasting professional of some sort. That doesn't necessarily mean just a radio personality, but that could be also news broadcasters, TV presenters, all of the above. So there's a lot of, kids, not just kids, but also people that are older that are very interested in being a part of this course. And there is definitely a demand for it. It's just the fact that, it hasn't been presented to the public here in Sri Lanka. So with that in mind, I saw all of that, and I just saw a great opportunity and something that I also enjoy doing and that I'm familiar with. So we created Radio Presenting 101, and it's picking up well, although with the given pandemic and everything that's going on, it's been a little difficult, but somehow we're still getting students and people that are taking part in it, and it's ideal because you can pretty much take the course from anywhere that you are, because it's a live online course, which can be taken pretty much wherever in the world that you are. So even with the situation and lockdowns and all those different things, people can still take the course while they're at home. So it's like they're turning a negative into a positive. They're gaining some skill, and they're also getting an opportunity to work in a radio station too in the future. So also, I'd like to mention right now we're giving 50% off to all school students, all right, and 30% off to the general public for all Radio Presenting 101 courses.
That's very generous, considering the pandemic and
all that.
Absolutely,
we have to keep that in mind. We have to make sure that people are able to be a part of this, because obviously one of the biggest problems we're having is financial situations.
It is.
Not just the people out there, but everybody all around the world. So we had that in mind, and we decided to give these discounts, and we're also giving discounts on behalf of our digital marketing packages as well, which are also very important, because advertising is important in general. Like I was saying, the future is digital marketing, and if your presence is not there digitally as a company or an entrepreneur, then you're kind of not really getting the full awareness that you should be getting, or the reach, right?
Correct.
So we're giving some great discounts on that, 50% off all of our digital marketing packages. And those packages already are very competitive rates, and we're slashing them in half. So that way we can help entrepreneurs and all these people that are coming at starting up. And like I told you, one of my problems was the financial capital for advertising. So I completely understand, and we at Jake Management really understand it. And we're giving 50% off to everybody on their digital marketing packages. And if you'd like to see them, you can contact us anytime.
That's some great news, and I can tell you are very passionate about what you do.
Absolutely.
Is there anything you would have been doing if it wasn't for Jake Management?
Well, as you already know, I would be a media broadcasting professional, probably hosting
instead of that
primetime shows, and then instead of that, maybe I'm into hip hop and rap.
Okay.
I'm an artist. I like to make music, produce music, and I rap and things like that. So maybe I might be doing something along the lines of rapping and coming up with more music. Although I do these things.
You do these things, okay.
I do, but I think more of my focus and more of my drive would be focused
towards
on that,
this. Yeah. Is there anyone you look up to, of course, for inspiration?
There's a lot of people, there's so many people I couldn't really put my finger on one, but when I think about it, there's people like Jeff Bezos, okay? He's done amazing things. He's also been named probably the richest man in the world. I'm not sure if he still stands with that title at the moment, but he's definitely up there, and he's done a lot of great things with Amazon and so many other business ventures, and Dr. Dre, Jay-Z.
Right.
All right, so all of that.
So if you had to hypothetically go for dinner and basically sit at dinner at one of these founders, who would it be?
I have to pick one.
Yeah. What if you had to pick one?
Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, Jeff Bezos. I mean, that's a heck of a list right there, right? So
whose brain would you really want to pick at?
That's really hard. I'd probably, if I'm looking at it from a business aspect of things, you know what? Forget that. I was gonna say Jeff Bezos, but I'm gonna go with Dr. Dre, because I love hip hop, rap, and R&B. I think everything that I pretty much do, he's already done, or done it to a whole nother level, and he's done it from the ground up, and just seeing that is very inspiring. And I would love to be able to sit down with Dre and be like, hey, what's up? tell me the news, bro. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. What's my next step? So yeah.
I think Dr. Dre would very, very much like you.
Oh, really?
Ramzy, yes.
Dude, that would be an honor to meet him, man. And I hope you're right. He would like to meet me one day. So, hey, Dre, if you're listening, I'm over here in Sri Lanka. Come on down, bro.
We're going international on the founder here.
Oh, yeah.
So, Ramzy, what's your definition of success?
My definition of success would be being financially free while doing what I love and being able to help others at the same time. I think that would be my picture or idea of being successful.
That's a good one. And now that you're your own boss, would you ever
Yeah.
work for someone else?
Depends on what the company is and the vibe that the company has, what their ambitions and their goals are, and pretty much the compensation definitely
Right.
that they would give me for my talents and
Yeah.
services.
Yeah.
So as long as they could compensate me and it was a good amount and I was working towards a good goal and a cause and it was a good company full of great like-minded people, yeah, I might consider it, but it wouldn't be full-time. It would definitely be some kind of a part-time thing because I never want to give up on my company. I want to keep going with that and build on that as time goes on.
Yeah, and what are you hoping for Jake Management in the future? Where do you see yourself going?
I'm hoping that the company expands, and I have some beautiful offices like the one here at Colombo Cooperative, and I have a team that's also with me. I mean, I do have a team, but a much more expanded team. Expansion as well, and definitely more business, a lot more clients, and be a lot more well recognized. And I feel like that's definitely going to happen
Yeah.
by doing this interview with the founder. So much love goes out to you guys. All right, so thank you so much for that. And I guess that's pretty much where I see myself in general. In the future with Jake Management.
And speaking of which, of course, this is the wonderful Colombo Cooperative that we are in right now. And, they're all about creating modern workspaces for companies of all sizes, whether you're a startup or whether you've actually got something going on to build your team just from scratch, giving you these workspaces. And they actually have a question for you, Ramzy.
Oh.
What was your, first workspace like?
My first workspace was pretty much my house.
Yeah.
My living room, my bedroom, maybe even the bathroom sometimes,
Yeah.
depending on the situation, I guess. But yeah.
no, I mean, bathroom is actually the very best place to come up with ideas.
Yeah, it's a very isolated place where you have a lot of peace and quiet and nobody can disturb you, I guess. But no, I wasn't just working in the bathroom, but pretty much in general, I was working in my home. Okay, so
Yeah.
even until these days, with the pandemic and everything going on, I'm not ashamed to admit I'm working from home as well.
Awesome.
You don't necessarily need an office, but being able to have one would have been a great thing. A place like Colombo Cooperative is a beautiful place now that I've seen it.
Right.
And I see what you guys have to offer here as well. I think it's a very great idea. And if I had something like this from the beginning, I would have been able to do a lot more.
Right, yeah.
And, be able to have a clear mind and be able to work peacefully and diligently as well.
Yeah, now things are changing and you can actually have places like this to
Yeah.
start up. And one more thing, Ramzy, now everyone watching probably look up to you and probably be like, oh, I want to be like this guy. Like, how do I do it? What kind of advice can you give them?
To starting entrepreneurs and
Yeah.
people that want to come up with a business. First off, I would tell you guys, you have to build a little bit of courage. Don't be afraid. A lot
Right.
of people are afraid to take that initial step and afraid to leave that comfort of 9 to 5, and leaving that monthly salary behind. Of course, yeah, we all need to make sure we pay our bills and things like that, but you have to stay focused and just really have a drive. And if you're really determined to do something, go for it. If you have some ideas and all that, they're not going to come into existence or materialize if you're just thinking about them. You have to take action. So
Right.
main thing I would tell them is, move forward, do a little bit of market research, see what it is that you're really interested in doing. Do a little bit of research on that, figure out who your target market is, who you're going to be approaching, who you're selling your product or service to. Check out everything you're doing from point A to point Z and make sure you got everything lined up. And just take it one step at a time,
Yeah, Ramzy, tell us how we can reach out to you and how anyone can, of course, start your course and everything else.
Oh, absolutely. If you guys would like to join the course, we have a current intake that's going on right now up to the 27th of December. We have an intake that goes on every month, a matter of fact. So if people are interested, there's always an intake. And if you can't make the intake, which is at a set time and all, we have exclusive courses that are available. We have an ebook that's available too if you're into self-learning. So there's a lot of different opportunities for you to be able to take this course. And you can send us an email at jakemarketing@yahoo.com. Give us a call on 0703-933-255. And we'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions or inquiries, and we can help you to register for the course. And like I said, we're giving 50% off to all school students and 30% off to the general public. And also 50% off all of our digital marketing packages for all of you entrepreneurs that are starting up. If you guys need help, I'm there for you guys. We are there for you guys. And I would love to be able to help you guys out and put together some great digital marketing campaigns and things for you, which are definitely essential as a company or a starting company. So if you guys want to get a hold of me, you got the number, you got the email. You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram at Jake Management. Okay,
Yeah, and you
all
might
the
even
above.
get to meet the person who will soon be meeting Dr. Dre. You'll never know.
Hey, West Coast, West Coast.
West Coast. All right, so thank you so much,
Thank you, Tash.
Ramzy, for joining me today.
Right.
And I just wish you all the very best of luck, and especially
you.
considering that I actually know a little bit about media and, of course,
Right.
radio and all that. I feel like you are going towards a very good path.
Hey, thank you so much, Tash. It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor, and looking forward to building up and going from here.
Of course. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time on The Founder.